Shall we try this again, folks? So, if everyone's still there, all right, let's try this again. Yeah. Really trying to zero in on some decent background music. Okay. So somehow, what is going on here, folks? This thing has been behaving perfectly all week. All week. And now, I got nothing. But we're going to go ahead anyway. Okay, avionics works. Ignitions, let's start an engine. See how that goes. There's the fuel bump. There's 21%. I think we're going to get a good start on 2. $39, 40% off the switch. Let it come up. Yeah, it loaded fast because I'm at a really small airport and there aren't really many objects for it to load. But when I'm in SeaTac, oh my God, it takes 10 minutes to get to where you're actually in the aircraft. So there's that. There's the fuel. Why don't I have? I don't have flap indications. That's weird. Why don't I have flap indications? Huh. Well, I'm gonna do something stupid. I just unplugged it, plugged it back in. I'm gonna go and make sure everything is still working as expected. There's that one. Yep, that is good. And now we come back down to the second operating program, which is not good. There we go. Disconnect. Connect. That's weird. My flap gauge doesn't work anymore. Bummage. Trim still works. Well, it's always something in this hobby, right? Left gen's on, right gen. Oh, there we go. Okay, I learned something new every day about this airplane. My flaps work. I had to turn on my generators. Ain't that a kick? Okay, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back. Whoa. Didn't like that beep. We're gonna go back in the pit. There we go. We're gonna minimize this bad boy. Get a little zoomage out here. So today we are going up to Orcas Island from KHQM. And we're going to take off right towards the coast. Actually, we're on the coast. Let me back out of here. Nope, nope, nope. The other back. The other backwards. There we go. Little tail stand. And we're off to the races, folks. I wanted to do one real quick adjustment. I want to get my live weather turned on. And I want to set the time to something a little more easy to look at. There we go. So the sound is sounding good. I'm coming in loud and clear over the aircraft, but you can still hear the aircraft, I'm assuming. I'm not really too worried about the music right now. I'm just worried about the balance between the aircraft sounds and the sound of me. And KHQM traffic, YOLO 209, departing runway. Departing runway 24. KHQM traffic, we're going to depart to the north. Strobes on, pitos on, landing lights on, cabin pressure system is on. No lights, we got no, there we go. Rudder boost is good, auto throttles are armed. Get my map up here. And that looks good too.
HTOS test okay.
That was really loud. Like really loud. So I don't know if I want to go on the western side of the Olympic Peninsula, which is along the Pacific coastline, and then down through the Puget Sound area, and then a little jog up north to Orcas Island. Not quite sure which route I'm going to take yet. I'm imagining I will probably want to take the eastern route. There's still some water in that direction, but there's probably a bit more to look at too. So we're going to take off, we're going to climb the crosswind leg, and we're going to fly the downwind leg, and then we're going to fly the downwind leg straight out. So here we go. Give the engines a good test here. Looking good, Mr. Carter. I got two good ones, guys. Here we go, off the brakes. Ooh, nice little headwind today. She should come up normally, just on her own. And that's already too fast. Yeah, I didn't have enough trim back there. Climbing, climbing, climbing. Oh, the water looks spectacular. They've done a great job. They really have. Okay, gear up. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for my airplane. There we are. We'll climb it to about 700 feet. There's 600. God, I just feel like I'm actually in this area. Okay, we're going to turn crosswind. Heading up 340. God, this is so beautiful. Unbelievable. Yeah, flying up the coastline here on the western side of the peninsula looks kind of boring, so I'm going to go inland. And we're going to fly the inland channel. Got some whitecaps down there too on the ocean. And a lot of logging taking place in this area. Holy smoke. Lots of logging. Tons of bare areas. Wow. So we're going to actually level off at 1,500 feet, folks. And for the heading, we're just going to select, there we go. Now we should be hands off, flaps coming in. Flaps are in and indicated. Yay! Let's turn down the sun a little bit. Boy, I wish we could have done that this week, right? Turn down the sun. That would have been nice. There we go. I need a little something on my stream deck to change the time of day. Hey, we got 5. Oh my gosh, we got 5 viewers. Yay! Hello, 5 viewers. Welcome aboard YOLO 209. We're just conducting a very brief flight from KHQM, Washington, up to Orcas Island, Washington. Ooh, that was a bump. We're doing some sound checks. I got into the sound system a couple days ago, and I want to make sure I got everything put back the way it should be. So far, I haven't had any complaints. So, we shall see. And raise your hand out there if you can hear the music, or if you're a first-time viewer, let me know in the chat. Good to have you all on board today. You know what? I could cut across the peninsula, like right over the mountains. What's my highest altitude? Can I do it? Let's see. What is my highest altitude? I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut across. I'm going to go over the mountains. So we're going to put in an altitude, let's say, yeah, 11,000 feet sounds good. And a very gentle climb. I was concerned that once that controller came back online that it may have wiped out my control settings in the simulator, but it appears to have not done that, which is good. Okay, we're going to throttle back here just a little bit, pushing the edge of the speed envelope here. Pressurization is working. You really can't see it, but oh, disregard. There we go. Yep, now it's working. Yeah, you can't see it, but I replaced the analog pressure, cabin pressure knob thingy with a digital readout version because I was having trouble interfacing that analog potentiometer to affect cabin pressure. So I went with the digital setting. Turned out pretty nice, actually. I'm really happy with it. Boy, we're going to go do some mountain chasing today. But yeah, thanks for asking about that. I always have to make sure the cabin pressure is working because I'd hate to climb up to like, oh, what was it, 28,000 feet, and then have the alarm in my ear until I can descend. My lovely wife and I are attending a concert tonight, an open-air concert in someone's beautiful backyard. Really talented group of musicians, great music, good company, just a really nice setting. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's try climbing again. There we go. man, it's really bumpy up here today. Of course, I'm flying in foothills. And when you do that, you get uneven warming of the air, especially when there's a lot of this clear cutting going on. The clear cut areas tend to heat up faster than the wooded areas, so you get the really turbulent effect around these areas. Yeah, 1900 needs pressurization, definitely. But you know what's funny? This is the King Air. I can get the King Air up to about 31,000 feet. I can only get the 1900 up to 25,000. So in that regard, it definitely was a school bus. I hated to retire it. I loved that aircraft. But after X-Plane went to version 12, and then with Microsoft's release of 2020, Carinado, the manufacturer of the 1900, said we're not going to do anything further for X-Plane. They're out of the X-Plane market completely. So that kind of left me between a rock and a hard place. What do? I literally, my choice was to stick with X-Plane 11 and the Army blanket scenery, or bite the bullet and start converting over to 2020. I didn't want to do that initially because 2020, when it first came out, had some really big problems, and they were magnified on a big screen. So I've got three 86-inch monitors here for my outside view, and it was horrible looking. It was so bad, especially the night lighting. It was just terrible. Oh my God, this is gorgeous. And I'm really kind of cutting it close with these ridges, but so far so good. Kind of glad I decided to take this shortcut over the mountains. Let's hope I don't regret that choice, right? So while I'm at it, I want to go direct KO. Whoops, nope, not that one. KORS. Orcas Island. That'd be the one. Activate. Alright, we'll go nav. Nav mode's on. This is so beautiful. Jeez. Saying you can't. Well, I take that back. You can get this in X-Plane 12, but you still got to load all kinds of third-party crap and overlays and ortho and God knows what else. And it's just, with 2020, you just start it and go, and you've got this. Baby yeah, no kidding. Got to baby these things, right? PT6s, if you don't have a FADEC system, they can be a little finicky. They're great engines. They're super reliable, but they can bite you if you're not careful. So overall, I'm really happy with going with 2020. It's come a long way since it was first released. I'm looking forward to the release of 2024. I'm hoping they simplified several things like getting into a flight. I wish they would just give us the option to continue last flight. Just, come on guys. Just continue last flight. Should be easy. Should be being the operative phrase, right? Oh, we got a nice ridge coming up here. It's going to be close. I think we can make it. This is unbelievable
Caution,
scenery.
terrain.
Oh, hello.
Caution, terrain.
Oh.
Caution,
nope. I'm going to clear it.
Terrain.
I'm going to clear it. Turn her off. Watch, I'll hit it. I will probably end up hitting it, right? Can I do it? Can I do it? I think I'm going to clear it.
400.
Wow.
200.
Ooh, that was close. Wow. That was a little too close for me. There's a lake down there, nestled in the side of a ridge. My God, the scenery. Look at this! Look at this! Unbelievable! The side view's pretty amazing. I need to program some buttons so I can actually show you guys without having to go to a mouse. Let's see here. Let's change cameras. Let's go to external. There we go. This is just crazy. Am I flying heavy? Actually, no. I took off with about a third of the fuel in the tanks. Whew! Look at that! Look at that turbulence! Oh my God! I'm gonna go over to my terrain display.
500.
Oh! Oh! Well, I better get back in there. That didn't sound good. Oh, that's gonna be close. Oh, that's gonna be real.
500. 200.
Climb? Why would I do that? Actually, for this ridge coming up, I better get a little altitude.
300. 200.
All right, I hear ya. I hear ya. I just like living dangerously, right? What I could do is dive down into one of these canyons. All right, terrain starting to look a little bit better. Hey, Peaches the Bird, welcome aboard. Good to have you, and thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna clear this easily. She may squawk, but well, we're looking good. Terrain map has almost cleared up. Now she's going to yell at me a little bit for this ridge coming up. Just a little bit. And that looks like once I crest this, I can pretty much level off. I'm going to level off, I think, at about 9,000 feet. Aquatic Coke. Hey, welcome aboard, man. I love that name. Aquatic Coke. And yeah, we're going to level off right here. 8,200 feet. Yep. That'll put us on the other side of this huge ridge. And we're right over the top of the Olympic Peninsula. Headed to Orcas Island, folks. Once we get over, looks like the Yeti checkpoint, we're going to go ahead and dive back down to about 2,500. Thread some needles if we have to. And then we're going to do a landing at Orcas Island. Now this, I have a story to tell everybody about Orcas Island. I flew there with a pilot friend of mine back when I was flying for real. And we got ourselves into a little bit of trouble. Probably a lot of trouble. We did everything we could possibly do that was wrong on that flight. And somehow lived to tell about it. I wonder if my wife is still listening. I wonder if she's listening. But yeah, Orcas Island. And I'll talk more about it when we get close and when we start my final approach into Orcas, which looks like it's going to be shortly. I'm almost over the Olympic Peninsula. That was kind of a fun ride. So tomorrow, I'm not quite sure when or if we even will, but tomorrow what I want to do is I'm hosting Boeing Sky Pilot and Fly DC Jets for my second somewhat annual SimFest West event. Look at that. Okay, we're going to start our gradual descent all the way back down. I'm going to make it 2,000 feet. And I got to watch my speed. Look at that. Sogan. Oh, man, you almost got 10 bucks off me. So where am I flying in Washington State? I just left KHQM off the Olympic Peninsula coastline, and now we're headed up north to Orcas Island. Orcas Island is in the shape of an upside-down horseshoe. It's a tricky approach in the daytime. It's infinitely more difficult at night. And I speak from experience. Yeah, it was a fun flight. We got back. We never actually landed in Orcas Island that night. And I'll explain why here when we get closer. But we flew back. We did a missed approach. We flew back to Skagit Valley, landed, got out. Neither of us said a word. We just kind of walked around in a daze a little bit like, wow, we're still alive. And we got back and went home to Payne Field. And that was the last time my pilot friend and I ever flew together again. Yeah, there is an airport there, believe it or not. It's kind of a short strip. You got to be on your game to get it in there. But yeah, Orcas Island I would consider one of the more difficult approaches if you don't know what you're doing. It was nuts. So basically, let me paint a picture of this story. So my buddy and I took off out of Payne Field, and the plan was to land at Skagit Valley and then depart due west to Orcas Island. Land there, back to Skagit Valley, land and take off, and then back to Payne Field. We planned the flight. What was that?
Me.
Ah! And the passengers getting rowdy back there?
Yes.
So the plan was, well, I already told you what the flight plan was. So we departed. Both of us needed to recertify night flights, our night qualifications. So this route would have satisfied that. 3 takeoffs and landings at night. Not a problem. Though I broke one of my cardinal rules for night flying, and that is I vowed I would never fly into an airport at night without first doing that same flight during the day. Now I really wasn't into this flight at first, but my buddy talked me into it. He's an experienced pilot, so I decided, okay, I'll let it go this time. We're going to do a night flight into an airport I've never been into before. Joe Bart wonders, are they ever going to have a flight safety for sim work for cabin class aircraft? Who knows? So yeah, that one of my rules is never fly into an airport at night that I first haven't been to during the day. So we took off. Uneventful flight out of Payne Field to Skagit Valley. Landed at Skagit Valley. Got out, did a real quick aircraft check.
500.
Oh, she's
400.
She's loud. What are you doing?
200.
Stop.
150.
I don't know why she does that. Might have to turn that off. So anyway, yeah. So then we departed out of Skagit to Orcas Island at night. Winds were favorable. Right out of the west. Probably about 10, 15 knots. And that's an important factor. The winds were out of the west. remember that little tidbit when we do our final approach into into Orcas Island. Jeez. We better start setting up for it, actually. We're 30 miles away from Orcas, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jog to the right just a tad. So I'll go into heading mode. And we'll do that. I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive on my descent. So remember that fact. Orcas Island is an upside-down horseshoe oriented north-south. Winds were out of the west at about 10-15 knots. That's going to become important. It's going to become very important. Yeah, flight safety is stupid expensive. I can see NAS Whidbey up ahead. Is that Whidbey? Might not be. Who is that? Oh, that's wow. I've got visibility way up here for that airport. CYXX. It doesn't. That's weird. Maybe not. Huh. Okay. Cool, we are headed directly towards Orcas Island, the upside down horseshoe. We're at our new cruise altitude of 2,000 feet, 228 knots indicated. Everything's looking good. So, what had happened is that as we were flying west, we had to make a turn to the north to thread the needle to go up through the upside down horseshoe that is Orcas Island. We turned north, not a problem. Everything was so far so good. It wasn't until we hit the bottom part of the island that all hell broke loose. So, knowing what you know now and what I've said, can anybody guess as to what might have happened? Joe Bart, you went to Kansas City in '95 for 208 maintenance course, 2,000 for, oh my God. Now the same class is 6,000 for 3. Oh my God. Yikes. That does not sound like any kind of fun. So, any guesses on what might have happened once we entered the island's periphery when we turned north? Any guesses? Any guesses? So let me, yeah, not including the motel bill, right? Or the food, right? Jeez, that's insane. Okay, I see the entrance. I see the upside down horseshoe. It's right, right beneath Kit Fox Junkie. I don't know if you can read that, but yeah, that's where we're going. No, the winds didn't shift. I wish they would have. Wish they would have. In fact, I might recreate that ill-fated flight. What is going on? Oh. My dogs are yelling at the neighbors again. All right, we're going to go down to 1,000 feet. So there's the left leg of the island, and off in the near distance is the right leg. So think about this. The winds are coming out of the west. The island is oriented north-south, which means that the wind was coming up and over the western part of the island. And what happens? You get rollers. We got in to that situation in a 172. I thought we were dead. We were over 90 degrees bank in some instances, fighting it. I literally had the control all the way to the right at one point, and we were still rolling left. And then the opposite was true as well. I had the control all the way to the left, and we were still rolling right. I thought, oh my God, we're not going to get out of this. I tried pulling up. It would not climb. Okay, we're going to disconnect the autopilot. We couldn't climb. We could barely stay straight and level. And we couldn't turn. And we couldn't turn because it was night. We couldn't see shit. We couldn't see anything. So we literally had no options but to hopefully ride it through and come out alive on the other end. And right about here is where it started happening. Yep, right about here. I got a ridge probably 300 yards to my right and a ridge maybe 200 yards to my left. Could not see them at all. And with the aircraft literally doing this, I mean, much more exaggerated, right? You can imagine how scary that could have been. You skirted a thunderstorm in a Saab 340. We were going oh my God, 9 degrees in a Saab. Jeez. Yeah, that's no fun. Okay, I'm going to throttle back here. I see the approach lights. It's a little tricky to get in because there's a little ridge outcropping right on final. You got to make a little dog leg to the right. So, here we go. Drop the gear, get some flaps out there. There's the runway. I think you can see it now. The runway is kind of canted off to the right a little bit. So you got to come in really close to this ridge on the left. Gonna go full flaps. And I'm already a little low. But there's the ridge. You're really supposed to kind of do a soft field approach or a slow approach on this. Alright, there's that. And there's a beautiful home right there too. That must be fun living there. Watching airplanes coming right at you. Alright, I can feel the bottom coming out. She's starting to drop. I'm going to dump the throttles here. Get a nice good flare. Reverse. And we're in Orcas Island. Nice little airport here. Really enjoy it actually. Yeah, we're going to turn this around. There's not really much going on here either. There's a little clubhouse up here, tiny little FBO by the airport light. Red deck, yeah, no kidding, right? Oh, come on, get back on the taxiway. I think there's a Coke machine up here. I'm kind of thirsty. Where's that Coke machine? There's the fuel, guys. Sorry, guys, don't need fuel today. Oh, there's no Coke machine. I thought there was. Huh. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and park her here for the night. Yeah, well, back her up a little bit. All right, I think we're back far enough. Set the parking brake. Need my Coke. 8K, welcome aboard, man. Ty, welcome aboard. Good to see you. You guys joined just a little too late. I just concluded my flight from Hoquiam, Washington to Orcas Island, Washington. Hopefully it was an entertaining stream. I told a story about one of the flights I took in here when I was flying real airplanes at night. So you might want to go back and watch the VOD again, because it was a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks for joining today, folks. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the evening. My wife and I have some plans for tonight. I'm going to do some quick reviews on the sound, make sure everything comes out okay, and then tomorrow it'll be myself, Boeing Sky Pilot, and Fly DC Jets, all in the same house. So, not sure when we're going to stream, but look forward to a stream tomorrow. And we'll see y'all later. Take care, guys.
You have choices when you fly. That's why the people at YOLO Airlines are surprised when you choose us. When the YOLO jets are flying, some days we're really trying. Sometimes it's almost like we care. A family trip, that special friend, an important customer. Whatever your reason to fly, you might get there safely on YOLO Airlines. Some pilots make it look so easy. Every YOLO flight is an adventure. Every in-flight meal, a trip to the lavatory. You'll be really glad to land. We love to fly, but we don't know how. We don't try very hard, and it shows. You'll never be late because we never depart on time. So sit back, try to relax, and let YOLO pilots point out the sights.
Peter says port our anus, not the right wing. Isn't that what he said? Port. What? Port. Can't even say it. That's what it sounds like, right? Port. No, I'm port Aaron Sass. Aaron Sass. Or Uranus.
You only live once. That's the spirit of YOLO Airlines. So when you're ready to fly, there's one airline ready to serve you. Poorly. YOLO. We love to fly and we'll learn somehow. We don't know how to fly and it shows.
Holy crap! We're done. That didn't go well.